This week on Machinery Pete TV, farm auctions aren't always limited to farm equipment. Case in point, this amazing Chevy Master two-door coupe on the Vern Kelly farm. The Farm All H restoration that started as a 4-H project. And we find an answer to high-tech sprayer technology needs at the Agritechnica show.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers, a big iron company. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. For farmers working to lift, change, and repair tires, check out the Tire Grabber at thetiregrabber.com. No other cornhead works like a Drago or pays you back like one. Visit your Drago dealer and see how you can justify owning a Drago on ROI alone. Big Iron Auctions and the Share Your Legacy program, promoting the future of agriculture with amazing legacy stories from across America. Hey folks, little known fact about your friend Machinery Pete. I'm what they call a Gusty. Now that means I graduated from Gustavus Adolphus College, St. Peter, Minnesota, 1980. Great little liberal arts school, and we have a number of them here in Minnesota. Today I'm in Northfield, Minnesota, where you have two schools, Carleton and St. Olaf. And we're up here for a farm auction today with a really nice line of farming equipment and some beautiful classic trucks we're gonna watch sell. But let's get the show started off with Share Your Legacy from the good folks at Big Iron.
Homesteading was when the pioneers that came west had an opportunity to homestead, and most of them could homestead 80 acres, but since my great-grandfather was in the Civil War, all Civil War veterans were allowed to homestead 160 acres. Well, my great-grandfather was in Civil War, and he was in Philadelphia. He was called to duty at Old Independence Hall when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, and he stood guard duty over the front of the casket for 12 hours controlling the crowds. Well, after that, he met his wife, Emily Ames O'Brien. There they had the ambition, the will to move west.
Joe and Rachel and Sharon and Silas, this is a book, Clay County Atlas for 1909. So I would like to show you where your great-great-grandpa and your great-great-great-grandpa and my great-grandpa homesteaded.
Joseph O'Brien came here in 1870, and where we are sitting today is the southeast corner of Section 14, Summit Township, Clay County, Iowa. We are so thankful for the people responsible for getting us here, and we just pray that this will continue, and our great-grandkids, our great-great-grandkids know why we believe the way we believe, and freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of all those things, and we just pray that you continue that on.
Big Iron and Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company, is your go-to destination for all your online auction needs. As North America's leading online equipment auction house, BigIron.com connects you with a national marketplace for buying and selling. Whether you're upgrading or downsizing, BigIron.com has you covered. Experience the ease of online auctions with the leading name in the industry. Visit BigIron.com today and start buying and selling with confidence.
Today, when you're looking for a way to harvest more corn, you can count on Drago to get the job done. With self-adjusting deck plates, more aggressive gathering chains, and longer knife rollers for less ear bounce, Drago corn heads make every hybrid yield better. You'll like their durability too. No other corn head works like a Drago or pays you back like one. Visit your Drago dealer and see how you can justify owning a Drago on ROI alone.
Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. You've got to try this. The power of foam is the only way to clean and degrease your equipment. Simply foam it on, give the foam a few minutes to work, and power wash it off. Cuts grease and your wash time significantly. The foam won't harm electrical sensors or controls. It neutralizes and washes away farm chemicals and is safe to use on most surfaces. Call 888-996-7801 or go online to check out their dealer locator at poweroffoam.com to find the power of foam near you. Hey folks, real treat here. Classic pickup, Vern. This is a 1960 Chevy Apache 20.
Yep.
Now, I understand when you were a young boy out around Leola, South Dakota, you were at home when your uncle bought this and drove it home?
Absolutely, yep. He drove it in the yard, and I was 17 years old, and I worked for my uncle during the summers.
Okay.
And yeah, he brought it home from Reeb Chevrolet in Leola.
Reeb?
R-U-E-B. Yep, that was my mother's maiden name.
Okay.
Ed Reeb was a cousin.
Okay.
And he owned the Oliver dealer and the Chevrolet dealer.
So he sold Oliver tractors and Chevy trucks.
He did. He
Nice.
did. My two favorites.
Nice. And you stayed a Chevy guy
Yep,
through
stayed
your
a
whole
Chevy
life.
guy, and I've got Olivers here too that
Wow.
I still collect.
So this thing's been in the family.
It has been, and not used very much. My son Dan was going to restore it. That was
Okay.
his plan.
Okay.
And he cleaned it, and he got it all ready, and he put it in the back of the shop. And then when the Wild weren't playing, he says, "Oh, I'm going to go start working on it," and he just never got to it.
Well, this truck, I mean, you know, to find them in this condition, like a one owner,
Yep.
the originalness of it,
Yep.
gosh, that's going to make someone an awful unique truck
Yeah,
to have there.
it'll be totally really nice restored for sure.
And when you were 17 and your uncle drove it home that day, what do you remember thinking about this thing when it rolled on the yard?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. I can't remember exactly.
It was only 60 years ago.
Yeah, but it was new, and my uncle always traded cars, and so he always had a new car every year, and pickups not so often. So I was pretty impressed that he bought himself a new pickup truck. And then he put a box on the back, and it would hold 80 bushels of wheat. And then he had a grain gate on the back and took the regular tailgate off. And
Nice.
the dent here, Dan was learning to drive, and so we went out in the pasture, and I said, Dan, let's see how you do. And he actually took off, and he was supposed to go in reverse. He took off, and there was a big rock in the front. Yeah.
There's a couple rocks out.
Oh yeah, a lot of rocks out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
but that's a pretty cool truck to learn to drive on, an
It was,
1960
yep,
Apache.
yep. It's got the 4-speed on the floor, and 6-cylinder. I think it's a 230 6-cylinder in it. So it'd be a good one for somebody to restore for sure.
So Vern, we have a 2000 Peterbilt 378. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it was one of the trucks that was on with our Kelly Fuels fleet, and we brought it over here and had the engine rebuilt in May of 22. Ziegler Caterpillar rebuilt it, and 2 years before it developed a crack in the frame, and so we took it over to Allstate Peterbilt, and they put a complete new frame rails in it, which to me is an unheard of job. And when you think of all the holes they had to drill and but they did that, and I drove that one, and Dan drove the 99. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And yeah, that new engine from our friends at Ziegler, that would you say that was $38,000?
$38,000. Yep. And then there's a warranty on it. It's 3 years from May of 22 to May of 25. And
well, I've noticed over the years that warranty factor, whether it's a tractor, combine, sprayer, truck, I mean, that's a huge benefit for a potential buyer.
It's full warranty on it through Ziegler.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Has been a good truck for you guys over the
It
years?
has been, yeah. My driver, Bob Strum, he drove that. He worked for 30-some years, and he drove it from the time we bought it. We bought it from a grain farmer down in southern Minnesota. I can't think of the name anymore. We had a fire at our Kelly Fuels warehouse, and all our trucks burned up, and so we had to go and start fresh, and these were the two that we bought right away, and that was the one that Bob drove for all those years.
Big Iron and Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company, is your ultimate destination for all your online auction needs. As North America's leading online equipment auction house, BigIron.com connects you with the national marketplace for buying and selling. Plus, Big Iron provides options to help you get top dollar for your equipment. Choose a dedicated online day as a single seller, or include your equipment in weekly Wednesday auctions. Visit BigIron.com today and start buying and selling with confidence.
Best way I've seen to fix faded paint? Dakota Shine. Made in South Dakota by Dakota Ag Innovations, a company with a 20-year history of working with top construction equipment manufacturers, now offering Dakota Shine to the farm community to help you keep your equipment looking like new and retain more value when it comes time to sell or trade. Key active ingredient from corn soy derivatives. Order online at dakotashine.com or visit your regional farm stores to pick up your Dakota Shine today. What's that piece of equipment worth? Check out Machinery Pete's auction prices for the answer. Free to view, updated daily, all types of equipment. Go to machinerypete.com and click on the auction tab, then auction price data. When it comes to meeting the needs for sprayer technology on the farm, the answers may come from thousands of miles away. At a recent visit to the Agritechnica Machinery Show in Hanover, Germany, we found a spray rig ready to hit the ground in North America.
There's several things about the new Horsch Lieb VL that set it completely apart from other sprayers in the industry. One of the things that customers see right away is going to be what I'd call the underbelly clearance. We've got the highest clearance of any sprayer today that's offered in North America. So for customers that are going out and doing fungicide applications in corn, needing what we call that ultra high clearance, it's right there with the other machines that are in the market. It's with the Horsch Lieb VL revolve around number one being the boom control system. Some of the challenges that we see in North America with spraying really revolve around drift management, and hitting the target. The only way that you can really maximize coverage and mitigate drift is to get that nozzle closer to target. So the system that you'll see on here will actually utilize a 10-inch nozzle spacing. With that, we can not only get a lot better coverage, but we're also able to get that boom a lot tighter to target. The second big topic that I want to discuss that you'll see up in this area here is what we call the CCS Pro system. This is the clean out system that we use on the sprayer, so a very integral design and being able to wash out different systems on the sprayer independently, independent boom flushing, a complete rinse cycle that goes through. So being able to get a good thorough clean out very quickly, being able to go between different batches for different crops, for different chemistries very quickly, just increases the efficiency and also the safety of the crop whenever we're out spraying in the field.
Hey, welcome back to Tractor Tales, folks. This week, we're in my neck of the woods, and we're going to check out a classic Farmall H from Minnesota.
It's a 1946 Farmall H. I did it for a 4-H project back in 1999. We bought it from a family friend. He used it on his farm. He was just kind of selling it just to actually buy some other things. We got it. The fourth gear was bad in it. We had to refix that. We sandblasted all the sheet metal, repainted it all, and then I took it up for a state fair. We do use it around here on a daily basis, just for pulling on trailers, hay racks. At the local farm show, we do a little exhibition farm plowing with it. We did all of the work here at the home place. We just got a little shop, we worked in it. We fixed it up back in December. We started on it, well actually back in usually like November, we started on it. Worked on it all the way through until March. When we did the painting on it, the humidity wasn't a big factor. Yeah, the paint adhered real well to it then. And then you're indoors for the winter too, you know, so you're not that cold. Dad was always big into the IHs and stuff, and he actually grew up on a farm. And Dad knew that I always liked the little H's. He doesn't quite figure out why, and I don't know why I like him either. So we bought it from him. He actually pulled hay wagons. He actually runs a little hobby farm. So he actually used it to pull around the hay wagons, the baling hay with it. He used it every day, daily basis for actually farming with it. Just for the fact that it was a 4-H project, you know, it's probably one of my favorite ones. So, you know, out of only 6 tractors. So.
Hey, attention all you hot rod fans out there, stick around. Coming up, the feature item on the auction today, 1934 Chevy Master 2-door Coupe. I think this is my new favorite color.
Today, when you're looking for a way to harvest more corn, you can count on Drago to get the job done. With self-adjusting deck plates, more aggressive gathering chains, and longer knife rollers for less ear bounce, Drago corn heads make every hybrid yield better. You'll like their durability too. No other corn head works like a Drago, or pays you back like one. Visit your Drago dealer and see how you can justify owning a Drago on ROI alone.
The only way I've seen to safely clean aluminum grain and stock trailers is Bright Plus aluminum cleaner from Dakota Ag Innovations. With over 15 years of proven performance cleaning all types of aluminum, the results speak for themselves. Dirty, stained, and discolored aluminum trailers don't stand a chance against Bright Plus aluminum cleaner. Safely improve the appearance of your aluminum trailers at home and make a statement with Bright Plus. Order today at trailercleaner.com or find Bright Plus aluminum cleaner at a farm store near you.
Got equipment to sell privately but tired of scams and hassles? Visit MachineryPete.com and click Sell Mine. MachineryPete.com, the simple and secure way to buy and sell equipment online.
All right, folks, time for our feature item on the show today. A little something different and unusual we've never featured before, but Vern. Dan bought this 1934. It's a Chevy Master 2-door Coupe. Is that the right way to?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Now he bought this not too long before he passed.
Right. In September last year, he went to an auction, and I didn't know he'd gone to the auction. And then later on, we had a football game for my grandson Carson, and we were sitting there, and he says, "Can you go to Glencoe with me this week?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess so." And he said, "Well, can Linda go too?" And I said, "Yeah." Well, I bought 2 cars. He said, I bought a '74 Corvette and the '34 Chevy.
Now that's a pretty good pair. A 74 Corvette and a 34 Chevy like this. And were you surprised that Dan bought a classic?
Yeah, he talked about it. He was going to remodel or restore that 60 Chevrolet that we had, and he just never found the time. And so we had sold the company, so he had a little extra money. And so he just decided when Dan wanted something, he pretty well just went and bought it.
Yeah.
And which was fine. And so we went out to Glencoe and picked it up. And I drove this one home, and he drove the Corvette home. And Linda,
Vern, I bet you got quite a few head turns driving this back home.
Yep. And but I had to keep up with him, and I can tell you, it's got plenty of power, and I had no trouble keeping up with him. If I wanted to step on it, I stepped on it, and away it went.
Now, what is the engine in this baby?
It's called an L98 Corvette engine, and I don't know horsepower-wise or anything like that, other than I just took it off the bills. So many times when I was putting stuff together for the auction, I would, if I could ask Dan, if I could ask Dan, if I could ask Dan,
Sure.
but just it wasn't going to happen. So I had to try to figure it out. So I'd go back and find the bill from when he bought it, and it listed a few things like the special stereo system, and it's got air conditioning, and it's got there's no door handles on it, as you can see, so it's got a little button that you push that opens the doors, and all kinds of different things,
And
and
that
different
color
special wheels. And
color.
it's pretty beautiful color.
It is amazing.
We had some friends out the other day, and she used to do weddings, and she said, if I could have had something that pretty to do a wedding where the bride and groom are driving away, that would have been the best thing.
Right. So this is a car, Dan, it made him smile when he
Yes,
when he bought it.
he joined the Minnesota Hot Rod Association, and he was gonna go to the different meets, and it's got a little trailer on it that he could put his stuff in, and that was his plan, to go and meet people and talk about his car. And so
Right.
didn't get to happen.
Well, folks, a ton of fireworks on the auction market year-end 2023. Per usual, year-end tax buyers are always out in force. And I tell you, there was one sale I was watching in particular, December 29th, for Swenson & Sons out in Minot, North Dakota. Of course, well-known buyers and sellers, collectors of very good condition used tractors. And I tell you what, they had some four-wheel drives on this sale, incredible, including this 1978 Big Bud HN 360 with 7,827 hours on it, so for $122,500. Yep, record high auction price there. Also set a record on this 1978 Steiger Tiger 3 ST 450, went for $87,200. I think maybe my favorite four-wheel drive on the auction was this one though, this 1991 Ford Versatile 1156. Beautiful tractor, 5,172 hours, went for $106,000, second highest auction price ever. And if we stay with the blue and back to another record price, this 2004 New Holland TV 145 bidirectional with 1,161 hours on it, so for $117,500. And no, we're not forgetting you green fans out there. This 1992 John Deere 8960 with 4,560 hours, so for $77,100, third highest auction price ever on the 8960. And a couple other items of note, this really cool 1984 Case IH 4994, 3,917 hours, went for $41,600. And we'll wrap up with another 84 model, an Alice Chalmers 4W305 that had been repowered, went for $35,600. Well, folks, 34 plus years now covering auctions. There's a few things I've learned, and when you get beyond the buying and selling of the equipment, the assets, those business decisions, the emotions involved there, you're left with the auction itself and the emotions involved. Happiness, joy, sometimes sadness, sorrow, all swirled together on auctions every day all across North America. And we certainly witnessed that today at the auction for Vern Kelly, his retirement. Also, Vern farmed with his son Dan, who passed away unexpectedly just over a year ago. And I tell you, it was an honor to be up close to the beautiful equipment of the Kellys and to hear Vern talk about farming with Dan and his love of his machinery. And along with myself, our Machinery Pete team, I know, Vern, we wish you well in your retirement and pass along our best wishes from all of our Machinery Pete TV show audience. Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers, a big iron company. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. For farmers working to lift, change, and repair tires, check out the Tire Grabber at thetiregrabber.com. No other cornhead works like a Drago or pays you back like one. Visit your Drago dealer and see how you can justify owning a Drago on ROI alone. Big Iron Auctions and the Share Your Legacy program, promoting the future of agriculture with amazing legacy stories from across America.